I am Pina Lee, your host, and we will just start momentarily. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. If you do have any questions, please note that I will be taking questions by the chat. You can just send your messages in the chat box, and I will be able to answer you. If there is any questions that I cannot answer, today, I will be glad to answer you by email, by phone. You will be able to have my information during this session today. And if you do have to leave halfway through or can't stay for the entirety, please note that you will be able to find recordings of our webinars in our website. So I'm just setting all our information here. Fantastic. So again, I'm Pina Lee. I will make sure that everyone can speak to me. So I'm just making sure our settings is good to go. Hi, question already. Sure. After applying cosmelan at home, should a client wait some time before applying Milan recovery? Excellent question. Yes, I would wait until it absorbs completely before applying my Milan recovery, but I will get to that in our webinar. We do have some people still coming in, so I just ask everyone for their patience, and I am going to put up our webinar. So welcome everybody to the weekly webinars here from Nuvior. I am so honored to be with you. I absolutely love sharing the information with everyone. I'm just going to make sure that we are all muted because I do hear some sounds. Mute all. Excellent. So again, welcome everybody. I am Pina Lee, your host for today, and I am always here for you. So if you need anything, just reach out. If I can't help you, I'll make sure someone on the Nuvior team can help you. And without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen with you all, and we will begin. So we do host these wonderful webinars every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you feel that this is not an appropriate time for you or date for you, and there's a date you would prefer, we would love to hear from you. Please take a moment to answer our weekly webinar survey that you can see at the end of our webinar today, and give us your feedback. Let us know what you think, what you want to know more about. We really appreciate you and are here to help you. So without further ado, let us begin. We are Nuvior. Nuvior is a medical innovation company that is a very fast-going company, and we have so much excitement going on this year, coming out with new exciting products, treatments, and devices. So stay tuned. We will keep you abreast. We are a company that brings the best to Canada from around the world. So anytime you need anything, give us a call and we will try and find it for you. We have some beautiful brands in our arsenal. We are waiting patiently for Health Canada to approve our Aptos thread lips. Now, these are not your typical thread lips. They are a 5-time award-winning set of threads for different sections of the face and neck and even body, created by the minds of Aptos, who were the first to create suspended threads and the best. We do have by Fedia, our amazing high tissue PRP system. Fedia has been around for many decades, trusted name in the medical industry, especially with their hyaluronic injections and orthopedic procedures. Now they are coming into the aesthetic world and making a big splash with their Fidia high tissue PRP. It's easy to use, very safe, totally closed, and delivers quality pure PRP. And today we'll be speaking about our mesoaesthetic, a beautiful system that comes from Spain, and it is born and made in science. Everything about it is science-based, from their vision to their application and their support. And Dermaceutic, our sister company, for a medical grade skincare line that supports all your treatments to prepare that skin, immediate post-treatment, as well as continuing to maintain that skin. It will support your chemical peels and other device-based treatments. So they work together phenomenally. And of course, we also offer medical supplies here at Nuvior. We want to be your one-stop shop. So anything you need to run your business, check it out on our medical supply page. If you don't see something that you are looking for, again, reach out to us. We will do our best to locate it. And not only that, make sure we price match. I am Pina Lee, your clinical educator. I am a Sedesco diplomat with many years in the industry, and I want to support you. So use me, just don't abuse me, please. And today we are going to talk about cosmelan. Now, cosmelan is a pigmentation control solution. It is a commitment, and it does work. It is brought to you by the beautiful minds at Mesoaesthetic, who are the world leader in pigmentation control, as well as the medical skincare world. Cosmelan is, as I said, a commitment. It is a all-encompassing, all-inclusive treatment that combines professional, one-time in-office treatment with the support of a home protocol. It's not just products at home to maintain your peel. It is part of the treatment. So this treatment is a 6-month consistent treatment. It is very unique in its approach, as it is a dual action treatment, which means, like all the other treatments out there indicated for pigmentation, it does the corrective process of shedding away and changing the visible look of the pigmentation at the surface of the skin. What cosmelan does, what goes above and beyond other treatments available for the professional, is it regulates that little factory, the melanocyte that lives at the bottom of our epidermis. It also reinforces anti-aging, especially that anti-aging issues that are very related to melasma and how that skin displays as more sun damaged. This treatment is effective for all skin types, including sensitive skin. And please, I'm going to put a little asterisk by the name sensitive skin, and we'll talk more about that. It is also safe and effective on all phototypes, from your Fitzpatrick skin types 1 all the way to 6. And we do have tangible sources of results that are in vitro and clinic. So this is a pigment control solution. It is going to be for your clients with that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. It is going to be for those clients with that solar pigmentation, whether they're freckles or those larger senile pigments, patches on the skin. It's going to help freckling as well as your melasma. Now, of course, you're going to check out that pigmentation, and then you're going to come to cosmelan. This treatment is designed to deal with any melanin-based pigmentation on that epidermis of the skin. And if you have not heard, it has been reformulated. And that is why I'm here today to share with you all the beautiful changes in cosmelan. We have changed it for a few reasons. Number one, you do not stay on top of your game without constantly staying ahead of the pack. So Methodic realized that not only did they need to change the strength of the product, we needed to take in all those medical concerns that have come up with melasma, new research and development. So we have kept that same format of your one-time in-clinic treatment, but now we have made the product easier to use, easier to follow. And some of those changes come with our new ingredients, our cosmelan's melaphenone, and as well as our cosmelan's cosmazone. Now, these two beautiful ingredients have changed how it is delivered to the skin and how it works on the skin. Cosmazone is a beautiful, unique complex that gives you two amazing flavonoids called apigenin and fluoretin. And these fluoretin and apigenin flavonoids are gorgeous. However, like many ingredients, especially in the natural world in fruits and plants, these ingredients are very active, but we can't get them to those positions in the skin before they become useless and unable to do the job. So the minds at Mezzo have figured out a way to encapsulate these amazing ingredients and give them the ability to go to that target space in that skin and do the job. So these are two amazing flavonoids that are going to work with anti-aging as well as pigmentation control. Now, how it works in the skin and what exactly it does are three different mechanisms. So the first thing it's going to do is help with that shedding, that autophagy, getting rid of that existing pigmentation on the skin and through the first layer of that skin in the epidermis. It is going to get rid of it by bringing it out. So do not be alarmed when you see your client getting darker and lighter and darker and lighter through their journey. The body needs to bring it out. And when you deal with melanin, it's different than, for example, removing a tattoo. When we blast a tattoo, the body takes in that pigmentation granule and deposits it into our lymphatic system. With melanin-based pigmentation, the autophagy process is different. It brings it to the surface and sheds it with desquamation and skin renewal. So your client will go through that journey. It also works at cellular level, beyond that melanocyte. One thing that Mezzo has done recently is really gone into that science of epigenetics and epigenetic systems with their age element and now with cosmelan. They are trying, I mean, we can't change our DNA. Well, we can, I'm sure someone can, we can't. But what we can do is teach our DNA instructions to be fulfilled in a way that the skin is more youthful, more productive, and giving us the results we want. In this case, we are going to reduce the gene expression of the enzymes that activate melanogenesis. Our body, our systems are an amazing scientific marvel. And with the reaction of UV, with the stimulation of hormones, our melanogenesis process is activated. So if we can stop those enzymes for pushing that go button, that's when we can reduce the levels of these specific enzymes that will stop and slow down that melanogenesis process. And as I mentioned earlier, the third mechanism has to do with anti-aging. I've always learned in aesthetics that once we treat one issue, the other issues become more visible. So when we help our patients and clients control their pigmentation, their anti-aging symptoms are going to be more visible, whether it's sagging skin, whether it's enlarged pores, whether it's wrinkles and fine lines, textural issues. So this is why cosmelan has introduced that cosmosome to encourage collagen and elastin production, to reduce the effects of those MMPs that break down those protein fibers. And we want to increase the proteins like our T1MP1, sorry, TIMP1, that is going to inhibit or stop those horrible MMPs from doing further destruction. So these three mechanisms is how that cosmosome works. Now, if you're not familiar with the new ingredients, here is a list of all the ingredients in cosmelan, our major actives. And the ones with the little plus sign beside it is what has been added to the formulation. So we still have our salicylic and our retinol palmitate, which is the gentler form of vitamin A, but now we've added retinol. So yes, it is spicy. And yes, you need to be able to deal with retinol to be able to use cosmelan. Also, we've added aspirin, which is going to help with that melanogenesis process, in addition to the niacinamide that was already there. We've also added melaphenone. Melaphenone is an amazing molecule that is in our dermamelan. We've also have our hexylresorcinol. We've got that phytic active cell, and of course, it is going to work on all levels of that epidermis. So as I said in the beginning, it will do that corrective action, removing the pigmentation from the surface of the skin. It is going to disperse that pigmentation. It's not going to bleach the skin. It's not going to lighten your pigmentation, causing hypopigmentation. It's going to remove the existing melanin in the keratinocytes. It's also going to work at those dendrites, reducing the amount of melanin that is being transferred to those skin cells, stopping it, border, so to say. And of course, it's going to calm down that stress in that little factory. Get those people working inside there to relax and stop overstimulating. And of course, as I said, it now is working epigenetically, working on those enzymes, stopping the process before it even gets started. And by doing this, it gives you that depigmentation action, intensive in treatment, gradual regulation in the home care. So with our cosmosome and our melaphenone, that beautiful molecule created by the minds of mesoaesthetic, which inhibits pyrosinase from locking into trisonin. So with these two ingredients on their own, with the studies and the experience that they've done, they've shown that on its own, cosmosome, with that action of those flavonoids, can reduce the synthesis of melanin by 47%. And melaphenone reduces that activity by trisoninase by 56%. And this is why it is an amazing treatment for all skin colors. Now, as I said earlier, we also want to talk about that anti-aging action of cosmelan. because melasma is not just an excess of melanin. In many studies, they have shown, and it is known, that if you take two specimens of skin, one that is demonstrating and displaying your melasma, and the other skin right beside it, which is a healthy tissue without the melasma pigmentation displayed on it, the structure integrity of those skins will be different. Skin with melasma has a histological characteristics of photoaging skin. So what does that mean? That means that the structure, that dermal epidural junction, is breaking down. Collagen and elastin fibers are being broken down by those MMPs. And this is why, in some cases, melanin will, rather than going up to the melanocytes in the epidermis, will travel down into that dermal layer, causing that deep, stubborn dermal pigmentation that is going to be dealt with by dermamelan. So if we can ensure that that dermal junction stays intact, remains strong, remains true to itself, it will prevent that breakdown and cause the skin to look better on the surface. So this is one of the important and major changes in our cosmelan. With the cosmelan, we are going to work on that oxidized stress. We are going to ensure that whether it is ROSs or free radicals, that we are going to prevent that buildup. We are also going to work with glycation. Now, I did teach students about glycation back in college, and glycation is something that doesn't just affect our skin, it affects our entire body. Glycation is caused by that reaction of those carbohydrates with fats, or carbohydrates with protein and high heats. It almost causes, for simpler terms, like a plaque that's going to make your organs stiff and impaired. With the skin, it causes glycation skin, where that dermis gets thinner. As you can see here, the flat fibroblast can't work because it's got that glycation all over it. So even if we give that skin beautiful ingredients to rejuvenate, to look healthier, to be healthier, if that cell cannot take in these ingredients, it's not going to do much for you. So that is why we need to ensure that the cells stay strong and viable. And that is where the cosmelan with our melaphenone goes to work. Here you can see these fibroblasts are not being able to be stable, not being able to do their work because they're just suffocating by this glycation. When we've added the melaphenone, we can now see that those beautiful fibroblasts are working the way they should. So that anti-glycation action is going to definitely help. And here's some more backings on how it combats that oxidized stress in the melanosomes. Here you can see that this beautiful little cell working, happy, stable. Then we added our oxidized stress, paralyzes that cell, makes it unviable. Adding that melaphenone returns that cell to a stable, happy place where it can do its job. So this is what all these beautiful ingredients do for the skin. And I want you to take a look at these ingredients, because one thing I have learned with using mesoaesthetic, they can take a very common and well-known gold standard like retinol, manipulate it, combine it, and formulate it in a way that it's just superior to any other things out there. So when you see these ingredients, know that they are very active, highly concentrated, and they pack a punch. So we've got our melaphenone for that anti-glycation, for that reducing of oxidized stress and for reducing the activity of tyrosinase, bringing it down by 56%. Our Cosmazone is going to help with those MMPs. Those beautiful flavonoids are going to increase that protein, decrease those expressions to the melanocyte to keep on working. And then, of course, we've got beautiful active ingredients for not just pigmentation issues, but anti-aging. So cosmelan gives you everything you need. And then the ingredients in the formulation for the in-clinic treatment are the same as the home treatment. Now, here's some science that blew my mind. They took a culture of skin, stimulated that culture of skin with the L-tyrosinase to get melanogenesis process started in the skin tissue. In 8 days, the untreated specimen of skin, as you can see, has generated melanin deposit on the surface. The activity level at the melanocytes are very active, and there is a bombardment of that melanin being sent up to the surface. They took that skin, they treated it the same way with the trisinate, got it activated, but in this specimen, they added cosmelan. And as you can see, after 8 days on the cosmelan treatment, the skin has reduced its pigmentation on the surface. The activity level throughout the epidermis has been reduced, as well here at the junction here in the melanocytes, that too has been reduced by up to 90%. Now, does that mean all your clients are going to get 90% results? That all depends on the skin. However, we are sure that if you follow our beautiful program, we are going to see lightening of pigmentation, controlling of that pigmentation, and brighter, more youthful skin. So here is our Cosmelan. In the Cosmelan pack, that is your professional pack that gives you your first set of home. So in here, you will have 5 products. The protocol, as I said, has changed. So now we still have that same platform of 1 in-cabine protocol treatment and 6 months of your home. But as you can see, it has changed slightly. When you are in the office, you are going to look at the type of skin, whether it's normal, combination, or oily, or whether they're dry or sensitive. For normal and oily and combination skins, whether they have moderate or severe pigmentation issues, the exposure time of the mask will be 8 hours. So you will apply the mask, they will go home, they will wear it for 8 hours, and then remove it. If that skin is dry, thin, sensitive, and they have moderate pigmentation, they will wear the mask for 6 hours, and then they will remove with plenty of water. If they have severe pigmentation and still they are a sensitive or dry skin, try and get them to do an 8-hour. Now, at home, they will remove it with plenty of water, and then they will start their home treatment. So in office, you're going to degrease the skin. You're going to use our Meso Lips Protect on the eye area, eyebrows. You can even use it on the labia folds for those with deep folds. You can also use it on the lips and the nose. And then you're going to use the entire mask on the face. We do include little cards as well as our prescription sheet for you to use for communication with the client and let them know when to remove their mask. In that box, as I said, you will get your Cosmelan pack. That is day 1. Send the client home, they will remove that mask, and then right after that, they are going to use Melan Recovery. So after their 6 to 8 hours, they will remove the mask, Yes, will it tingle? Yes, will it be slightly itchy and tingling and spicy? Well, of course, we're putting all those beautiful active ingredients on the skin. How does everybody react the same? Of course not. Every skin is different, as every life is different. So, for those first 7 days following their in clinic treatment, these are the only three products they should be using. If they need a hydrator, they can put in a Milan or a HA Densimatrix. But in the kit comes their Milan Recovery and their Milan Sunscreen 50 Plus. I love including the stress mask, anti-stress mask with cosmelan. I personally think it's the best friend. I also believe that every skin going through a procedure must have a good mask at home to support their treatment. So for that first 7 days, and it could be longer if that skin is more reactive, you need that skin to recover from that in office treatment. You're going to use Milan Recovery 3 times a day, or if they needs more, more. And then, of course, you must reapply your sunscreen. Your sunscreen is absolutely beautiful. When I talk about it, I'm going to reapply mine because it's been enough time that it needs it. So every 2 to 3 hours, you need to reapply, even if you're indoor, especially in front of a computer. So your Milan Recovery, this is a gorgeous, soothing, and restoring balm for sensitive, sensitized red skins, especially skins that are prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Now, myself, I'm an old, oily, reactive, sensitive skin. So even if I tweeze or I put on a very strong active, I like to have my Milan Recovery close at hand to calm and soothe my skin. It will repair, it will calm the skin. And of course, as I said, it does have a regulatory capability by preventing PIH with its beautiful ingredients. You need to shake our Milan 50 plus. 2 fingers across, and then you're going to apply it on the skin. The beauty of this product is it has a gorgeous universal color system. So it allows you to color match every skin from Fitzpatrick 1 to Fitzpatrick 6. It also has beautiful chemical as well as mineral ingredients to protect you from UVA, UVB, as well as IR. So when you feel that heat, it's time to apply. And what my favorite thing is, it protects you from HEV, high emitting visible light, phones, computers, TVs, all those devices that we spend majority of our life in front of can influence your melanogenesis process. So use your Milan sunscreen 50 plus daily and reapply often. As you can see, I'm a skin type 4 and it just matches me gorgeous. My husband's a 1. I have friends that are 4, 5, 6s. With your 5s and 6s, once you apply it, give it a couple of minutes for the cast to dissipate and they will be glowing. And as you can see, it's got a gorgeous tint. It has that beautiful texture. And when I remove it at night, it doesn't leave my skin all dry and flaky. So that's what comes in their home pack. But sometimes when that skin is going through that intense, incredible rejuvenating process, remember, we're asking it to use retinol every day, twice a day. That's why you can recommend in cabin or at home, especially during that first month. That first month is where they're going to find it to be the most spicy, the most irritating, and the most challenging for some skins. Other, it's a cakewalk. It is a complete spectrum when it comes to the reactions. So for those that need a little more support, as I said, The anti-stress mask is a gorgeous partner for the cosmelan treatment. And the post-procedure crystal fiber mask in our sensitive line is a beautiful one. When they go through that process, they, of course, in that first month is where you want to keep an eye on them, make sure they can handle that to skin, give them support like their you can also use HA Densimatrix if they need hydration. If it's really itchy, they need some hydration. So after that, they're going to do your Milan recovery following by your sunscreen for those first 7 days. You will introduce your Cosmelan 2, very little, twice a day. Massage it into the skin, wash your hands, allow it to absorb into the skin before you apply your Milan recovery. Then absorb that Milan recovery into the skin. At that point, if they need more hydration, I would introduce that HA Densimatrix and put that on the skin, or Hydra Vital Factor K, then sunscreen. And that would be your order. So as they go through, you would just check in with them, replenish their products until they get to day 180. From there, they can manage their treatments with Milan Trans 3X concentrated and gel cream, or in a few months, they can go back to Cosmelan 2. Now, when you're talking Milan Trans 3X, our concentrate as well as our gel cream are beautiful products. They are going to work post Cosmelan to keep that melasma back. The concentrate in the evening, the gel cream during the day, and as well in the evening. And of course, months later, they can go back on Cosmelan 2 post summer, give it a little punch in the wintertime following their treatment. So when we're comparing the original Cosmelan that you knew and loved to our new Cosmelan, the treatment is still the same. It's still a one in office and home support, but our exposure time has changed. So now we've reduced it from 8 to 12 hours. Now with our sensitive, dry, moderate pigmentation is 6 hours. Everyone else is 8 hours, whether they have moderate or severe pigmentation, whether they're normal, combination, oily skin, or severe pigmentation in a sensitive skin. When you begin, your home protocol has also changed. So rather than just waiting 2 days, we are now going to wait at least a week. And if you find that skin has still got edema and severe redness, and they're still recovering from that initial treatment, then hold off beginning the actives in Cosmelan 2. You can stretch it to 10 days, 12 days if necessary. Once they do begin, they will begin with very little Cosmelan 2, and they're going to apply morning and night, like a regular skincare routine. In the past, we had our step-down system where you began with 3 times a day application and brought it down to once a day application. So now it makes it quick and easy for a client to comply with once in the morning, once in the evening. And if it is too much for that client, then reduce it to just in the evening. As I said, this is a spicy treatment, and it is like a roller coaster. That first week. Now, you need to get that client ready. You need to get that client ready in the fact that their skin can use a retinol like our Skin Retin 0.3, which gives you a medical grade 1% acting retinol every day for a minimum of 2 weeks. And for those sensitive skins, yes, they can use cosmelan if they can use skin retin for 1 month every day. If they can use skin retin every day for a month without being irritated and being getting that retin reaction, then they can use cosmelan. So the secret to an amazing cosmelan journey is to prep that skin first. Bring them in. For those next 7 days, they will have irritation. They will have edema, redness, burning, stinging, rashing. They should not get swollen, just a bit of edema. Then, as they recover, by day 7 or on, they will start their home care. Check in with them by phone. Get them to picture, send them in pictures, come in for a visual inspection, see them at their first month, check them out. That first month is going to be the spiciest because by here, everyone's like, oh, the first 3 weeks it was great. And then I got to day 21 and it was horrible. That can happen when the skin becomes dehydrated. We're giving instructions and ingredients and tools to the skin to keep turning over, keep changing, keep changing, keep changing. Eventually, the cells are going to go, oh, I need a break. So at that point, a lot of skins get more reactive. That's when we give them the support, give them the anti-stress, that HA densomatrix, and of course, skin balance. Reaction gone. As they continue, they still might have flaking here and there, but their skin will become more accustomed and they will have less of those reactions. So it is not for everyone. No, this is a commitment. This is for someone whose skin is ready for turnover, for change, and is able to handle it. So prep that skin, and then they can have beautiful results as this woman has. You can see here, she is on her 150th date. So she is still quite not ready. She's still another month to go. But you can see she's still got a little flaking in some of the thinner areas of the face. But that melasma is looking amazing. With this client, here is her side profile. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Sun damage, melasma, freckles, any melanin based. This is a full treatment, 180 days. The tone, texture, the color, everything is brighter because all the cells are working at their optimal. Here is just after 30 days. So you can see just after 30 days, this client has seen some beautiful results. Now, of course, as I said, if that pigmentation is throughout that epidermis, it's going to change. Post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, beautiful for. So whether it's caused from acne, from improper treatment applications, or the wrong products that causes that pigmentation, we can help them. Freckles, pigmentation, beautiful. And that is why cosmelan by Mesoaesthetic, with their over 30 years of experience, has become their beautiful partners in treating pigmentation. Now, we do give you lots of tools, to help you through the cosmelan journey. We've got our recommendation sheet that allows you to, and this as well as physical that you get in every box of cosmelan. Through the treatment itself, it gives the client you on a paper at home. So it teaches them how to use it, what products. So as I was saying, if you do need some support, we've got the cleansers that help to hydrate. HA densomatrix, my favorite little blue bottle, that's going to help, especially if clients are doing it this time of year and are on, for example, Ramadan. HA Matrix is going to help with that dehydration. We also have the Hydra Vital Mask. And of course, we have Skin Balance that is going to soothe any kind of irritation. If it's the shedding and the flaky skin that the client is concerned about, we've got the Fast Skin Repair. So we do have it. And of course, we have that prescription sheet that takes that client through their client experience from day one right up to day 180. So we're here to help and to support. And of course, this does bring us to the conclusion of our session. Before you go, if there's any questions, please send me a message in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer. As well, I do want to remind everyone and thank you for joining us. If you go to this website with this link, fill out our survey. This will give you a survey for the webinar. And if you have trouble getting it, just send me a message. I will give it to you. And you will get 5% off your next order. For those who are clinic employees, create your own account and you can purchase retail products 20% below clinic pricing. And if you are ready to change your career or know someone who is looking for an amazing opportunity, we are hiring here at New York. Please send in your CV. I am Pina Lee. I do want to thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, concerns, if you'd like a one-on-one by Zoom from your clinic or yourself, please let me know. You can call me, text me, email me, or on our website, you can go to education request. So before we go, is there any other questions regarding cosmelan? No other questions? Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, we have, you're very welcome. Any other questions? I think someone's typing one. We'll just give them a minute. Steroids. What do you mean by steroids? To calm and soothe the skin? The ingredients are there. I can find out exactly if there is a steroid. I have told there's any steroids in it. They're all plant and based ingredients, but I see. Can you send me your email address or phone number? And then I'm going to reach out and I will get you that information about the steroids, just to confirm. Another question. Thank you. I'm just going to take a moment, folks, and just write this down because I will forget. I have another question here. I want to know if the client does not want to peel, if they can just use cosmelan 2, what is the protocol on how to prep their skin? Or if they don't want the peel and they just want cosmelan 2. Okay, the issue with just using cosmelan 2, not using the entire process, we cannot determine how it's going to work out for them. So it is designed to be a full treatment and a full system, not just as a cream at home. The client using just cosmelan 2 will also have flaking and peeling just because of the sheer products themselves. I do suggest that you prep anyone who's going to work with cosmelan with Skin Retin 0.3 in the evening, every evening for a minimum of 2 weeks. If they're more sensitive, then they need more time to become acclimated to retinol. I also recommend that a client use a lot of vitamin C and other antioxidants to prep that skin before cosmelan. Because a skin that is going to undergo a major procedure like cosmelan and rejuvenate itself for 6 months needs to be in the best possible state. So, what does that mean? Brightening concentrate, brightening cream, AOX ferulic during the day, a beautiful moisturizer. You want a skin that is hydrated, that is as healthy as it can be, and that is accustomed to changing and peeling and drying and pulling because it will go through all these changes. You can't turn into a butterfly without a change. And unfortunately, when it comes to pigmentation, that change is visible through that process. Does that answer your question, Virginia? I hope so. Any other questions, folks? And of course, as I said, I will put up you're welcome, honey. I will put up my information again. So if you would like to reach out to me, please do. I love to talk to people. I love to help you folks with anything Cosmoland related. As a matter of fact, anything New Viewer related. Any other questions? No. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming in. I want to thank you for your questions. If you do have more questions, feel free to reach out. Come and see us next week for our next installment of our new Academy weekly webinars. Have a great Monday, everyone. Bye bye.